Good morning, everybody. Molly's off because it's the day after her birthday, so we asked the beautiful Steph Brown to join in. How are you this morning, Stephanie?
I'm doing great. It's so great to be with you. You know, I love people. I love talking. I love interacting. So this is awesome for me.
That's why we love you. That's so great. It's so good to see your face. It's been a little while since I've been able to see you in person. How have you been doing? How's your business been doing? Because you run a modeling agency and talent agency, and it's been a tough time for everyone in small business sectors.
It has been a tough time. It's been a tough time for me just because, just like you just said, I love being around people. I love seeing people. I'm always happy. I love to hug. And that was an adjustment, just kind of social distancing and isolating myself. And then on the business side, yes, the business has taken a huge hit. Everything stops when, marketing budgets stop and advertising budgets stop when something like this happens. That's the first thing to go. So it's taken a huge hit. But as you know, I chose to look at this with an optimistic eye. And, I said, this is a chance to change gears, get myself ready for a different new normal, and just kind of ride this wave and see where it takes me, as opposed to letting the fear of it all paralyze me. So that's kind of been my approach to it. But trust, it is hard. And I know it's hard for a lot of people out there. I know a lot of people are struggling, but I think that this will force us all to rise to the occasion. When you're an entrepreneur and you're doing things, you got to survive. So you just got to put the effort in and figure it out.
Well, and anyone who knows you knows you're an eternal optimist. So I love to hear you say that, because I empathize with you and all small businesses, because I think it has been extremely difficult. Many who've had to close their doors permanently. The talent industry is interesting, advertising and marketing and things like that. One of the things I know that you've struggled and worked very tirelessly to do is add more diversity within the talent industry. And that's something you've done through your agency for years. And as we're kind of in a time right now where we're striving for equality even stronger, how have you been doing that throughout the years with your business, and how do you see that moving forward, even within the modeling and talent business?
Tiff, I think that the industry had started waking up to this before our situation.
Yeah.
Before the situation we're in. There had been a slow trickle of representation image-wise. But I think the bigger conversation that we need to have is what is in the system, the systemic change that needs to happen. Are these corporations, what are their C-suites looking like? That means their upper level management. What are their presidents and vice presidents looking like? Because what happens in this industry, or in a lot of industries, is they'll put that surface image up and they'll say, we have a Black model on the cover, or we have a diverse looking family in our ads. But are your brands in your stores Black owned brands or minority owned brands? Are your C-suites very, very diverse? Are your upper level management? And I think that is what this movement is about. We have been slowly having the surface representation, which is important. I would never, I want that to continue. But I think the bigger conversation now is what is going on systematically. I know that Sephora just this week pledged to put 15% of the brands in their store, Black owned or minority owned brands. They took that pledge just this week, and that was a huge thing for the cosmetic industry. So I think that we all have to now start to challenge the systems and not rest on, oh, we have one Black person, or oh, we put we put a Black family in our ad, or we did this one thing, or we have 2 Black people in a workforce of 100, so we're good. We have to kind of challenge the system. And I think that's what this movement is about.
I think that's an excellent point. And you and I have talked about the business aspect of it many times because having been an actor full time before coming into hosting, that was something that was very talked about in the industry because you talk about the diversity of what an ad is looking for. You're able to ask for specifics, looks, and backgrounds and ethnicities. And so it's something that we're fairly comfortable in talking about in that business. But I love that you said don't diminish the fact that it's being shown as on the cover, but the systems and the businesses behind those images is what's truly important. What are you saying to young people? Because your business really focuses on youth. That's who you're mainly working with is young people. Have you had models talk to you about the death of George Floyd or just what's going on in general? Are you having those conversations within the girls that you're working with, and what do you say to them? Because you're kind of a mentor as well.
Yeah, yeah. And I just have to say, I love all of the kids that I represent, all of the kids that God has blessed me to come in contact with. I take that responsibility very seriously, that mentorship very seriously. I have had a couple of conversations, one actually with a mom of one of our kids who she was trying to reach out and figure out what she could do, what she could say, conversations that she had had with her fellow other white friends where she felt uncomfortable and needed a little reference point from me. And then I've had conversations with a few of my girls who are African American and who are deeply saddened by this. I think that for them, this it has hurt their feelings. I'm kind of old. And so I've known these stories. I've read these stories. I've heard my grandmother tell these stories. I've gone to family reunions in the South where these stories are being told. But some of my young girls who are just 16, 17, this is the first time that they've been hit with this. And they really, what I'm trying to tell everyone is, let yourself feel the emotion. First, you got to get through that. You can't suppress that. You have to kind of feel that emotion. Then, once you can kind of get a hold on that and you get that out of your system and you allow that, to kind of move through you, then you channel all of the power that you have, all of the strength that you have, all of the character and all of the skill set that you have, and you challenge that to make a difference for our country, for the next generation, for you, for your kids, for all of those things.
For
And you
everyone.
kind of move through. Yeah, everybody benefits if we all get in this together.
I love all that stuff. It's so great to chat. We ran out of time, but I want to make sure just where can people follow your self-love clothing brand? Because it's here in Milwaukee and Chicago. Just kind of give us a
Yeah.
spot where people can join the conversation.
Yeah, co-founder of the Self Love Club, and go to our Instagram at the THE_SL Club. DM us. We're trying to open this conversation up to as many young people as we can so that they have a chance to voice, their opinions and to get their emotions out and know people. We can do this together. Don't let fear drive you.
Love
Let
it.
your compassion and your love drive you. We can do this together. It's going to be hard. We can do this though.
Love you, Steph. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.